Alrighty, welcome. Hope all you guys are having a wonderful day. I'll get myself unmuted in Discord here. Brower, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Long time no talk.
I know, right?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for this. I got the let's see. Let's go to the let's switch over to the map ban window, which is there. Boom! It is up and ready. And I'm ready to kick this thing off. Both teams are here, and hopefully they're good to go.
Yeah, we good to start banning on your end?
Yes, sir. We are.
All right. And as a reminder to our viewers, you probably know, given we've had a bunch of these matches now, but this is best of 5. So the very early stages were best of 3. So this will presumably go a bit longer. And it looks like RJF have picked Grim for map 1.
Righty. That popped into play here. Boom. Yeah, fun thing for the day, folks. We are going to be going from back and forth between the regions. We're starting with EU, then we'll go to NA, then EU, then NA, then EU. Why don't we go through all 5 drops? Now we're waiting to see what the first map the CSPS wants to do. Make that screen a little bigger for me so I can actually see it. It is selecting. Oh, whether it's map veto,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They knew what I meant. They got started right away. It doesn't matter.
Best of 3, yes. It does start off with 2 maps getting banned. Best of 5, you're not banning any maps because there's only so many maps available for this competition. Well, hopefully CSPS isn't having any kind of technical issues with it. Maybe. I don't know you get to see anything in the log prior.
No, I just see when it happens.
Okay. Huh.
Must be some hefty discussions going over there.
Oh,
here we go.
Canyon Network. Not all that time, RJF have already decided what they're going to do, right? So they're going to be quick on the ball.
Yep. Mining for number 3. So Torm or Ruby.
Decision.
All right, so CSPS picked Torm, and then somebody picked Ruby. It doesn't tell me who for the last one.
Yeah, that's always an interesting part of that. All right, so now...
Or no, I guess it's by default at that point. Never mind.
Okay. So now it's determining sides, which really however that wants to play out, the only thing that means is, when I have to move everybody individually, clicking and dragging them across the screen. Thankfully, if I put one pilot over the pilot on the other side, it does swap them in those spots, so I'm not having to put empty spots like I did back when I very first started doing this. However, a side swap button would be so wonderful for them to program in. There's this nice little cool spot underneath where it says full teams, yes or no. There's a whole area right there where a button would fit beautifully.
Yep. Just that one thing, just side swap. And CSPS have picked Team 2 to start on Grim, so we won't have to do a side swap immediately.
Not right off the bat. Yeah, well, we see the trend. Oh, and we will say no swap for drop 2. I like this so far. Let's see if the trend continues. Maybe. RJF is thinking to themselves, do we want to make them do the side swap for us or no? Guess not. No side swap going into drop 3.
So yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm hoping we get to drop 4 and 5, though. I'd much prefer a close map,
Oh,
even, or match,
yes.
even if we have to swap them around.
Oh, I'd be happy to see all 5. I want to see it go down to the wire on every one. Wow, no swap for the possible drop 4. And last but not least, Rupelite Oasis. Let's see what sides they choose. Whoever is choosing. We still don't know that part.
Yeah, this one's random, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, judging from how long it's taking, I'm going to guess it's CSPS.
And for the first time, I think the entire time now, we have all 5, no swap sides.
Just got to remember the servers, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. Which I had that marked on the left side of my note sheet here. So awesome. All right. On that note, then, folks, let's go ahead and go back to the lobby view for the time being and tell them we're ready for them to kick this off. That's exciting. Yeah. Yeah, they both did.
Yeah, they conspired on that one for us.
All right. So on that note, then, while we have a couple minutes, maybe, hopefully, we can go ahead and pull up Grim. The map strat here. Oh, if I can get my control back on my computer. There we go. Too many buttons, folks. Too many buttons. All right. Grim should be up.
Yep, it is.
There it is. Yep.
So let's see. What have we seen? So RJF. Let's see. I think it was from this side even. We saw them take a Stalker 5S, so that's an ER large mech. Medcat 2 Death Strike. I believe that was Gauss ER large, a Hellbringer Timber, and a Wolfpack, and they played kind of Epsi Gamma. So, let's get the right color. I think they had a mech take Gamma and then run to Epsi, and then probably other mechs were mostly Bravo side and set up kind of in that region. From what I remember, they did try and get Kappa, but you'll often see this, and then like the mech will bug out if anybody else is there.
Yeah, we saw a couple of people going for Kappa, and yeah, both sides were sent people there. Solo on one side and 2 on the other, and it caused the solo one to kind of lay back for a minute and back out.
Yeah, it tends to be really risky, so you very frequently see teams just abandon Kappa early, or like yesterday. Was this the KDCM match? I forget, but they had somebody who was over there, and they actually were hanging out like in this area, I think, waiting for the opposition lights to move off.
I believe
and
so.
Went to grab Kappa, but then they got ganked because the lights were still close enough.
Right.
And that was like a huge influence on that match. So you just have to be really cautious because you're so far from any support, any assistance. CSPS we've also seen them play, and I think they may have actually ignored Kappa. So I think they had a mech, one of their Wolfpack mechs grab Sigma, again, like go to Epsi. I mean, they probably cut it closer like that. And then they brought a Warhawk Prime, looking at the wrong section, Stalker. So I think those two set up like Hamburger Hill and then maneuvered as need be. Timber. They didn't bring the Timber to that one. Summoner and a Skull. And I think they're like heavies and stuff. They set up more kind of Fox 7 area, maybe a little bit into Fox 6, depending. So a lot of teams are doing this kind of Epsi side move on this map at this point. So we'll see. We'll see if either team commits to try and take Theta, which can be obviously pretty risky because it's so exposed. But if you do take it, it's really difficult for the other team to steal it away.
Right. It looks like Team 1 is locked in.
And yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we'll see them bring similar mechs to what we've seen in the past. Some teams, I think, have shown multiple strats, or they've brought something new. So that's always, I think, a good idea, because if a team is really wanting to push for as high a placement as possible, they should be watching the drops of their opponents and just trying to see, what do they like to do, where do they like to go. Don't usually sell out to counter that, because if they
Right.
don't do it, you could be screwed. But try and have a plan in place for how you're going to deal with their tendencies,
Right.
as well as being able to adapt.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I know that when I was doing comp earlier, actually playing in comp, that was one of the things we like to do is we'd sit back and we'd watch some of the previous week's casts just so we can see, okay, what did they do? Try and catch everything. And it's like, okay, how can we counter that? All right.
Yeah,
Well,
and occasionally you can just like sell out to to counter the enemy team, and it works out. But that's always kind of a calculated risk at minimum.
right. All right, so back to love you. And I see in chat, ladies apologizing in advance. If anyone hears her in the background at some point, she's meching. So yes, she is over here, just a few feet away from me, folks. So yeah, she does try. Don't worry.
We had a bit of that yesterday with Jarl Dane's kid, who's maybe got a future in hype casting.
Right? I saw it. That was kind of cute. I liked it. So
I can't remember when, but he had like a perfect exclamation when I think a mech went down or something. I don't remember though.
I didn't get to catch all of the matches, but yeah. Dealing with, we got 4 kids of our own here, and it gets to be a bit busy when I'm not able to be right here.
Looking like CSPS is getting pretty ready. Looking like that Charlie Bravo and RJF is looking like that. Well, they're Alpha Bravo. They're locked in.
They're locked in.
Both teams locked. So I'm guessing we're either going to see them both ignore Kappa, or maybe because they're going to see these spawns. Oh, actually, no. RJF can go to. Never mind. No, yeah. We're going to probably just see them ignore Kappa. Maybe RJF goes there.
Maybe. I mean, there could be a light mech that can still get from Bravo up to Kappa. I mean, obviously it's not as ideal because you're going from Juliet 5 or Juliet 4 when you're starting. But I don't know. Maybe it's to throw them off, so they think they're not going there, but they're going to do it anyway.
I mean, I always like that. A little trickery can be really useful in these stages. Can just be that extra little bit you need.
Right. Like I say, was waiting for one more person to connect here. Alrighty, folks. Let the match begin. I'm hopping into Volkanov's mech. Wow. Words are hard, folks. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, he's in a Grasshopper. There we go. Grasshopper that we were talking about yesterday. ER large lasers. Daniel and the Wolfhound with some ER large lasers. Arnethius and the Vapor Eagle with PPC, ER PPCs. Solove and the Hellbringer Virago with ER large lasers. Noble Rat and the Arctic Wolf with ER smalls and large pulse. Ava is the Executioner with ER micros and ER PPCs. And Pelmashek with the Summoner with ER smalls and a couple ER PPCs. And then Dubix and the Shadowcat with ER smalls and large pulse lasers. All right, I'm going airborne.
All right, so on the other side, we've got Lamental and a 2 small 5 SPL Flea 17, grabbing Sigma. We've got Ghost Paladin in a 5 SPL 5 Micropulse Black Lantern. Deathly in the Jenner 2C2 with those 4 heavy meads. Near in a 4 ER mead, 2 heavy large Hellfire. Nate in his Crusader 6T with 8 smalls, 6 MPLs. Dio in that Skull with the 4 LPLs, Nyan in a Mad 2C with 6 ER meads, 2 LPLs, and 1 heavy large, and then Yandu in a 5 LPL Warhawk C. So aggressive mid-range from CSPS, I would say, overall.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of stuff happening over here at EPSI. Deathly Eyes has tried coming in to take it over. At the same time, Dubix was heading up
Taking
as well.
Kind of a lot of leg damage, though. I don't love the looks of that, even though he hasn't lost that much in percentages. And they have this one mech Elemental on the back line in that fleet, probably trying to maybe grab Gamma
Gamma.
away from RGF at some point.
Possibly. Let's go take a look over there.
Just being sneaky. Meanwhile, RJF is grabbing Theta, and CSPS don't have anybody in position to prevent that. So good pickup by RJF Daniel, scooting right as he sliver capped it, and he's maybe going off to grab Kappa. That'll give RJF the 3 cap.
Elemental is getting closer to Gamma. If he starts to take that too soon, RJF will be able to turn around and counter it.
Yeah, he can get away from those mechs, though, no problem. So I think he'll be all right. He just wants to put as much cap on that as he can and then get out.
Yeah, no, they're far enough away, and I don't think they're going to turn around. Doesn't look like it yet.
Yep, so good 3 cap
There you
from
go.
CSPS, and not the most common one that we see, I would say. So RJF are really going to have to be thinking about what they're going to do to respond to this. I'm surprised they haven't grabbed Kappa yet.
Right? They've got all the space to do it.
Especially they're bringing more of a rangy deck. You would think they would want to draw this out, keep competitive on the caps.
And Elemental did fully cap, almost fully cap Gamma.
Yeah, and Yondu's having to back down from Epsi makes sense. He doesn't really have the range to fight against ER large from Epsi. But I think this is going to force RJF to close, which could be a better fit for what CSPS brought. And it looks like Iva has masked his legs down a little bit, so try and avoid that, folks.
And yep, so they did. RJF did go over and take Kappa. Still down two caps to 3.
And CSPS can just kind of sit on it at the moment. It looks like Elemental might be doing the widest NASCAR on Grim. He might be going to Kappa. RJF moving up on the Sigma side into this low ground. I don't know if they're just trying to grab Sigma or they're just trying to stay far enough away that they can use their range a little bit, try and draw CSPS out. Dubik's getting shot up pretty good. And I think RJF Daniel back here is maybe just keeping some overwatch and also watching for something.
I think he's got a concern. He knows.
I mean, if he fights the flea though, he should lose that. I mean, he's very, very good, but it's just a mismatch. 3 ER large versus Brawl Flea.
Here we go.
And
Here we go.
It does look like they might run into each other.
Yeah, Daniel's about to make the run. Yep. He knows he's there.
Big fight going on near Epsi now. Volkadav has pushed up really far with his ER large Grasshopper. So I think actually the big fight is going to be near Epsi right now.
Head over there right now. Whoops. Go.
RJF kind of pushing around this Sigma side corner.
Two different directions here, trying to get a good view.
Yeah, just waiting to see. I mean, it's just been a lot of trading so far. No obvious advantage to either side, I would say.
Yeah, just looking at the numbers just on my screen right now, Volkadav is down to 59% currently.
Yeah, CT open, actually. He's one shot, so that's looking good for CSPS if they can knock him down. But Volkadav is trying to get away. Ghost Paladin, though, finishes him.
Yep, Volkadav.
And Ivazovsky is up real close in that XE, getting focused now. He's halved. His CT's open. He's going to go down any minute.
Yep, there he goes.
Nyan gets him. So this is looking really good for CSPS at this point. Dubix is also, I believe, legged.
I just got shut
legged
down.
in one shot. And no CSPS mech has dropped yet. And they have a 4 cap, way ahead on cap points. It's looking really bad for RJF here. I'm not sure how they pull this one off. Ghost Paladin goes down. RJF gets a kill. Dio gets Noble Rat. Deathly goes down. Dubix gets him.
Dubix, I was like, Dubix is about to drop.
Pelmashek drops. Yeah, so this should go in favor of CSPS at this point. Arnetheus has got to be just hanging on there. Yeah, one
thread.
side torso barely attached, goes
there
down.
Goes.
Solove, both side torsos open. Loses one, gonna lose the other in a second. And it's just RJF Daniel, and Lamental is chasing him. Just gonna get piled on by everybody here in a second. Oh, here Lamental is.
Yep.
Actually,
right
I'm surprised they didn't end up fighting over there. I guess Lamental just knew, he's the cap bot. He needs to stay alive, even if he should win the fight.
There you go.
And Yondu gets the last kill.
The first win going to CSPS.
Yeah, I think their positioning and their control of the caps just forced RJF into a fight that they didn't want to take with what they brought. And yeah, did not end well for RJF.
Here's the damage, yeah.
Yeah, big damage from Yondu, 612 and 2 kills, a kill each from Nier, Nyan, and Dio, 522 and 2 kills from Nate, kill from Ghost Paladin. Really pretty good damage for everybody but the cap bot there. And then looking at RJF, overall less variation in the damage, but just not as much going down range, and RJF Daniel and Dubix getting the 2 kills.
All right, switching us over to Canyon Network and the North America servers. So that is done. And no side swap makes that so much easier. Sure, it's only like 20-30 seconds, to do it, but still. And we're good to go. That's happening. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna get our map strat cleared up and ready.
Yep, and just going to give it a minute to make sure they're in the lobby. All right, team 1 on the clock. We're going to Canyon.
And pulling up the map strat, there we go.
All right, let me see. So we have seen RJF play this. They were playing it from the other side, though, and they brought, I think it was a Stalker 5S, a Kodiak 3, I believe, and then I can't remember what the other mechs were. A Timber, Linebacker, Stormcrow, some Wolfpack mechs, and that drop just didn't go well for them because, they stuck the bigs on Theta. That's not a great position generally for bigs.
I remember
over
that
here. And then the rest of their mechs were trying to push around this side, and they just weren't able to turn the corner. That was against JGX. So I'm wondering if they're going to bring something different today. Obviously, they're playing from the other side. Would be more likely if they're going to bring that Stalker, that they might, for example, place it in Echo 5. Kodiak, if you're going to play it on this map, I would say you probably put it up here somewhere, have it play this ridge line, because it doesn't have that extreme range. And then Wolfpack, if they want to, they could send them Kappa side and kind of try and roll over this side potentially. And just like on Grim, where Theta is very exposed, there's a high chance you want to send something to Theta to contest it and or sliver cap it, because it's going to be really hard to flip later in the match.
They got to do it quick.
Yeah, and it needs to be something small. Usually it's Flea, Spider, could be something with Cap Excel that can be really handy. And then for CSPS, I believe we've seen them play this as well. They brought a Direwolf, a Stalker 5S, a Summoner, a Rival, and then, Wolfpack. I don't remember actually how they ended up playing it, but I would imagine that like the Stalker or Dire went to Junkyard over there in Charlie 5. The other one probably was playing up here in like Charlie 4. And then again, send something to contest or take Theta. Probably, send something to
Holy
grab
crap.
Kappa.
We're both sides locked.
Okay.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah, I've never seen that. All right, we're going.
Yeah, I didn't even see
No,
RJF lock yet.
No, as soon as Volkanov locked, Nate immediately responded blocked, like right after. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I'm too busy scribbling for that. You get the scene switched over in time?
Well, I was on the lobby just for a second.
Oh,
okay, there. So, holy crap. Alrighty. I think that's the fastest I've ever had a second team lock in.
Yeah. I do appreciate it. Keep these things going. The lobby's not the exciting part, right? It's the drops themselves.
Exactly. Alrighty. Here we go.
Here we go, yeah.
All right, I'm an Avis mech starting. Which is Marauder 2C with ER mediums and some large pulse lasers. Solove in the Viper with ER micros and small pulse. Noble Rat and the Stormcrow with ER mediums and some large pulse laser. Volkanov in the Kodiak 3 with a quad AC-10. Prometheus and the Timberwolf with ER mediums and some large pulse. Daniel with the Mist Links with machine guns and ER smalls. We have Dubix in the Fire Starter with small pulse lasers. And then Palmashek in the linebacker with ER mediums and a couple large pulse lasers.
All right, so I've got Elemental and an Incubus 2 with 3 SPLs, 5 HMGs. And CSPS have to know that they're going Kappa side at this point, I think, because you're not seeing anybody in some of the typical spots. Near in a Summoner with 5 SPLs, 2 ER Peeps. Ghost Paladin in an 8 HMG, 5 Heavy Small Viper. Deathly in that 8 small laser Firestarter 9A, Yandu 6 ER large Stalker, Nate in that 12 small laser 2 ER Peep Crusader 6T, Dio in a 2 ER Peep 3 heavy machine gun Rival, and then Nyan in a Direwolf W with 2 Clan Goss 5 ER large.
And right away we did see Deathly squeeze in there in the Firestarter to do a little cap on Theta.
Yeah, and it looks like CSPS is going to get a 4 cap again real quick here. Nate taking a lot of damage right now over Theta. He's got to get into a bit of a safer spot, I think. He's almost lost an arm, too, which, I mean, it's not going to kill you, but it's a lot of your firepower. And the RJF light pack is running up on Dio and Nyan right now. This could be really decisive. They're going to need support right now. They're trying to back off, but they're just going to need more help.
Oh,
definitely goes
went
down. That pinpoint from the Kodiak. Iva gets taken down by Ghost. So it looks like they're trading bigs right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Dubix eats a strike.
There's another battle happening over here too, between Gamma and Kappa.
I have no idea what's going on over there.
Volkanov getting focused by both Elemental and Ghost, and Volkanov goes down. So that's it for over there.
That was an ammo explosion because my lighting got all messed up. Ghost Paladin self-destructs.
Yep.
So CSPS, RJF tied on mechs. Nate is about to go down. CT open. Nyan goes down. Looking good for RJF at the moment. Nate gets dropped. Yandu gets dropped. Arnatheos has to be like one shot, I think. Oh, he gets halved.
Ooh.
Near getting just swarmed right now. Near self-destructs. Dio, next one up, goes down. And the last one is Lamental. in that legged incubus, and the forecap that they might have had at one point is not going to be enough.
No, they've got enough. They can go easily get to the caps and retake it.
So this one's going to go for RJF. We'll just see if Lamental's able to get anybody down. Nope.
Oh,
Gets dropped.
Solove stopped that one from happening. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was close.
One more
on that
kill. He
linebacker,
tried.
though.
Good. A for effort. A for effort.
So I'd say this was like classic RJF. I feel like every time I've played them, just about, it's been really fast match with them being very aggressive, especially with their Wolfpack mechs, and that's what they just showed, and it paid off.
Alrighty, let me get this match posted up there, and oh, it says queued. It's in queue. There it goes. Oh, not map strat.
Right.
Go to the MWO stats. That's what. There it is.
So for RJF, 578 from Arnetheos, 564 from Volkadav, a kill from Volkadav, kills from Noble Rat, RJF Daniel, and Pelmashek, 2 from Solove. Generally, pretty solid damage across the board. CSPS, just less damage in general, with Nyan and Yondu leading the way with a bit over 400 each. A kill from Ghost Paladin and a kill from Lamental.
Alrighty. So that puts us over on mining and back over on the EU server. So far, 1-1.
Yeah, we're going to at least 4.
I like it. I like it. I'm going to clear the map strat real quick and get the other one brought up. Go and hop over to the map strat.
I don't know that we've seen CSPS play mining yet, or if so, I might have missed that match. I would expect they have tended to play fairly aggressive tactics, I would say. So I would not be surprised if they stick maybe Yondu or maybe Nyan up here. There's actually, wait, that's the wrong spot. Up in here for some Overwatch. And they may stick another mech potentially over here somewhere for some Overwatch, and then have their kind of light pack and heavies push up further, maybe take Epsi. And if they have JJs on everything, you can kind of push right across. Or just trade from that position. They could also set them up in Bravo and push across from there. But we'll see. This might be a map where they decide to trade a little bit more. I think that can work very well. For RJF, we have seen them bring Annie, Exy, Deathstrike, Veagle, and then their Wolfpack, and they kind of set up for the north side more so. So I'm curious if they'll do that again. They would probably set up Bravo Charlie, with light mechs in Charlie to contest Theta at minimum, maybe try and take it. Probably put some mechs up on Cupcakes, grab Kappa, and then see if they can grab Sigma and trade from some of the spots up north. But we'll see. I don't know if they were playing it on this side, and actually, I don't remember where they set up that Annie. I wish I had noted that, because I think they're the only team that's brought an Annie to mining this season, at least that I remember. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't really expect anything totally off the wall from these teams, but if we were to see something, it would be like putting a spotting mech up here on the box, or maybe in the satellite dish. Those are some things that we've seen before. We've also seen some teams use these kind of
sides with the back walls
areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some extreme range Overwatch. I think that's had pretty mixed success, so I don't expect that we'll see a lot of that, especially from these two teams that tend to play more towards mid-range, but we'll see.
Right. All right, team 1 is locked.
Excellent.
All right, we can hop back over to the lobby view here. Waiting for team 2 to lock in.
So RJF are alpha heavy, so they're probably not going to do that north side focus. And in Charlie, they've got Dubix and Solove. I think, well, Dubix is usually like a lighter medium player, I believe. They have some of their assault players in alpha, so my guess would be maybe they have a Pop Tart in Bravo that's going to go to like Delta 3 to Cupcakes, and maybe they have another player that's going to grab Kappa and then run back down to South Side. This looks more like a South Side strat to me. And for CSPS, I mean, they haven't locked in yet, but they are more Bravo focused, so they might be looking at like if they want to do kind of an aggressive laser vomit push through the north, they could do it from
Right.
that setup. Oh, they're going Charlie.
Yeah. They're switching it up. They hear you.
Well, it's just always a risk when you're talking before they lock in, you know.
Right. They keep it the way they are. Nate will be the one looking for that Epsi grab, the quick Epsi grab, seeing what's happening down the Fox line.
Three mechs in Bravo. Looks like they're probably going to have two traders up north, because that's usually, if they keep Nyan and they keep Yandu up there, that's usually what those two are doing, from what I've...
Oh.
Never mind, I did think it would be a little bit odd to put both of them right there. Usually you want to spread out your traders, so that makes sense.
Now remember, folks, this is all assumptions, because you never know. Once it goes live, there can be an audible that we would not have expected. So,
yeah, it is always interesting to try and theorize once a team's locked in, especially like what they're going to try and do based on their drop zones. It's a little bit sad that you can't do that as much with some of the maps where the drop zones have been changed, but I mean, it also has some advantages for like quick play where you can't just be kind of like separated from the team in a slow assault and in at least a very difficult position from the start. They're just swapping people all over the place.
They're deciding who wants to do the watch on what side. Just wait for them to lock in, folks.
Yeah, they do still have some time, but it's an unusually long amount of time to prep for CSPS. Usually they're pretty quick.
Well, they said the last one, it was like instant, boom, done. Yeah, I think,
maybe they decided that wasn't the way to go.
Yeah. So, remember, everything Team 2 is basing off is what they see how Team 1 is locked in, where they're at. So, but they might be making some last minute changes on their original strategy. Oh, Nate's locked in, or he went green. I mean, he went green.
Probably picking a different 6T to take, I'm guessing.
Which one do you want? I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Third drop, Mining Collective. Each team has won one so far, so see what happens next. They need to keep that music playing during the loading screens. Alrighty. Couple more people to connect. Two more. One more. Boom. Alright. 10-second countdown happening.
Excellent.
All right, folks, here we go. I'm going to start in our Netheus's mech. Let's see what they're rocking on Mining Collective. All right, Vapor Eagle with triple ERPPCs. Daniel in the Mistlinks with a bunch of machine guns and ER smalls. Balmashek in the Executioner with ER mediums and large pulse lasers. Iva in the Annihilator with UAC 5s and a light PPC. Solove in the Vulcan 5S running a snub nose and a couple three light machine guns. A Noble Rat in the Viper with ER micros and a small pulse. Dubix in the Firestarter with small pulse lasers. And Volkanov in the Death Strike with a couple Goss and 3 large. I'm going airborne.
All right, we got Lamental in the Mistlinks G with 8 HMGs, 4 ER micros. Nate in a 6T as usual with 12 smalls, 2 ER peeps. Yandu in a Warhammer 9D with 4 snubs. Nyan in a Mad 2C2 with 4 ER meads, 3 heavy larges. Near in a Stalker 7D, 3 LPLs, 6 ER meads. Dio in the Skull with 4 LPLs. Ghost in a Viper with 8 HMGs, 5 heavy smalls, and then Deathly in a Firestarter 9A with 8 smalls. And CSPS are really focused on the south side. I guess both teams are, really. And it looks like they're stacking up for a push. Oh, Ghost Paladin just ate a big hit.
Oh, yeah, it's 70%.
Didn't lose anything, though.
That's still,
lucky
except a lot of armor. All right, Deathly and Dio are pushing out. Neander, Yandu are on their way now.
Yep, Nate's pushing through as well. They're popping UAVs, so they'll know when they're getting shot in the back. They're taking shots from Solove and Dubix and Daniel.
Let's see if they didn't catch Deathly.
For RJF so far, to be honest. Nate looks like he's pinned. I don't think he's going to survive this. I kind of wish he would move away from that and drop down, but he just keeps. Yep, he goes down. They're trying to get the quick kill on Iva, but they've really lost a ton of armor in this push.
Ghost Paladin's down to 55 already. Deathly 53. Iva is down to 33%. Volkanov's down to 69.
Still up. I think Iva's a stick at this point, so that's why they're ignoring Iva. Volkadav pretty shot up, but only one side torso open.
Here goes
Ghost
Iva.
Paladin gets Iva. Nier goes down to Volkadav. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for RJF, I think.
Daniel having a bit of a disconnection issue, or not disconnect, but ping issue there.
Dubix goes down. RJF Daniel, yeah, almost one shot in the back by Yandu, I believe it was. I think Noble Rat just got halved. Deathly goes down to Solove. Daniel goes down to Lamental. Looks like they're trying to get Noble Rat down and then probably Volkadav. Both legs on Noble Rat. Lamental, I think, just got legged. Noble Rat goes down. Lamental goes down, was just hugging Volkadav. Just Yandu and Ghost Paladin for CSPS. Ghost Paladin goes down, so now it's 1v3. And I think whose UAV is that? I think that's Yandu's UAV, so he'll know where they are if they're coming for his back. Yandu might be able to win this.
Right around the corner there.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and move away from this Death Strike. He gets Pelmashek.
Took a chunk off Volkadav.
CT open on Yandu. He gets Solove. Wow, this is really close.
Oh.
Oh, Yandu gets it, and he should have no trouble capping. Wow.
What's he got left here?
I mean, his CT's open, I think, but
Yeah,
otherwise he's in decent shape, you know?
he is. He is.
Wow. 4 kills from Yandu there. Definitely a strong performance.
Mercenary for the win. Not bad. Like I say, he's down to 54%. So, wow, that was a good match. That I really enjoyed seeing all that.
And what a mess. There were like 3 different brawls going on at once.
Right. All right, so let's go ahead and get these stats published up over here.
Oof. 921 from Yandu on top of the 4 kills. So quite a performance from him. Got to feel good about that one. 2 kills from Lamental, 1 from Ghost Paladin, 1 from Deathly, 491 damage from Ghost Paladin. Yeah, so I think other than Yandu's standout performance, teams looked relatively equal. Pelmashek 524 and a kill, Volkadav 2 kills, 415, 451 from Arnetheus. Oh, actually Solove, I didn't even catch that he did 837, 3 kills. So he was in contention for hard carrying for his team, but just didn't quite pull it off.
Sorry for the delay on the stats, folks. It was said it was in queue, so it was just waiting and waiting and waiting. So here are the correct stats for everybody.
Yeah, just read them off before it throws me out of the lobby.
Yeah. So, all right.
So we're going back to the NA servers.
NA servers and switching over to Tourmaline. Again, still no swap happening.
And now if CSPS win this one, they will go through and RJF will be knocked out.
Correct.
And as a reminder, the winner goes up against 5 JDX next weekend. Unless I'm getting the timing of the match wrong and it actually is later, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be next weekend.
I believe so.
We haven't scheduled it yet, so we'll announce those in due time.
Correct. All right. I think we're ready to switch over to the map strat view as well. I've got everything else in place. Yes, we're good. Okay.
All right. So
there we go.
When we saw RJF play Torm from this side, they brought an awful lot of ER large. They brought ER large, Mad 2C, Timber. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong side. So it's ER large Timber, ER large Panther, Mad 2C, Hunchback 2CA, Virago, which is a Hellbringer hero, Warhammer 2C, ER large Vulcan even. So a lot of ER large from them last time we saw them play. And I don't remember all their initial positions. I think they probably put one there, probably put some on CSJ Hill. But eventually what they did, and this was again in that JGX match, they kind of pushed everything up around here. And I don't know if they even did send anything to cover Theta. They probably did. I can't imagine they wouldn't. But the problem was they pushed this ER large up to like Gulf 4, and JGX mechs were like right here in Gulf 5. So they got too close with their ER large. So I'm not sure what happened there. If they're going to bring a similar deck, I would expect that they would just sit them further back and just like not do that whole thing. Maybe throw something up in the Delta 4 and Delta 5 spires. We've seen like GNX has liked to use those spires quite a bit, and you can try and have quite a bit of map control. I also don't know if investing quite so heavily in ER large is the way to go, because Brawl is pretty strong and you can probably find ways to close. CSPS, on the other hand, I don't know if it was from this side or not, but they've tended to take a couple of traders. Yeah, we have seen them from this side, I'm pretty sure. So I think they've put like a Direwolf up in Gulf 6. I think usually Nate moves up towards Spire. Wolfpack contesting Theta. And they had, I don't remember where they set it up, but they've had a Summoner. They've had a Hunchback 2CA, also with ER large. So usually they'll bring some of that, but more of a mix. And I do think the summoner eventually was playing around like Fox 5 because there's that ridge line that it can pop tart. Um, so I would expect more of like a mix from them. I don't see any particular reason they would need to change that drop deck for this. And so I think the trick always is, especially with the way, spawns have basically been rotated in the last year at some point. I don't remember exactly when, but the trick is, can you hold, like a theta, sigma, kappa triangle, um, or epsi, theta, gamma, or sigma? Because it's a little bit less obvious how you get to that side cap now. I think, it can be contested from either side.
They're very open to even trying to get to them as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have seen a team like send a mech all the way around here. You're
Yeah.
just talking time at that point, and you can do the same thing from the other side. You can send a mech through like Charlie 5, 6, 7, grab it, but you're far from support. It's kind of like that Kappa cap on Grim. And if you get jumped, unless you can literally run away from them or win the fight, you can be in some deep trouble and really put your team in a bad position if you get ganked.
Right. Excuse me. All right, we're still waiting for Team 1 to lock in. Back over to lobby view here. All right, so two wins for CSPS, one for RJF. RJF has to win this one to push it into the fifth drop. Team 1 is now locked in place.
All right, CSPS on the clock. So let's see. RJF have gone Bravo, Charlie. So I mean, that tends to make me think they might not be planning to use like the Delta 5 Spire, just because if you were, you'd probably put somebody in Alpha to do that,
Yeah.
just put them a little bit closer. But reality is, like, the difference between Alpha and Bravo also isn't that large.
It's a lot less than, yeah. The drop points are all in the same area, so.
Yeah, so I mean, if you didn't want to telegraph it, I don't know, maybe you just put them in Bravo anyway, or maybe they aren't thinking of that. I don't know. So I think there's a good chance that we'll see them doing this more like Sigma side heavy rotation, hopefully not pushing up like they did against JGX, because I think if they are bringing the R large, that is not a recipe for success against just about anything. Maybe we'll see them bring like aggressive laser vomit. I think they like that. I think we've seen them do that in other situations.
They've been using that pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it would be very different if you brought aggressive laser vomit and pushed it through Echo 3, Fox 4, Golf 4. Like, that can work. Could be risky if the other team brought Brawl.
Yes.
But certainly better than bringing the ER large that close.
So far, we're going to see what lances they're putting themselves into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to avoid speculating. Although they're at 460 right now, I imagine that's not the final tonnage they're going to go with.
I see Team 2 at 490 and Team 1 at 475.
Yeah, they just switched.
Yeah.
We have, on very rare occasions, see teams drop down tonnage a fair bit, but it's pretty rare, and it telegraphs that you're going to be playing a cap strat or like a fast brawl push.
I tend to see that in some of the other comps with the lower divisions, where you'll see they'll give the other side 20, 25 tons, and it's like, wow, but then you see what they're running, and then it makes sense. So
yeah, it's like if they're all really strong mechs, like maybe, but yeah, I mean, if you want map control often, you might as well have a bigger, heavier trader.
Yeah.
Or on some things, like for a light, Firestarter 9A, throw that in your drop deck. Like, that's in just about every drop deck for a reason. It's a really good mech, and it's 35, so that's the heaviest your light can be.
All right, up down to Yondu, needing to be the one to ready up. Probably still got an adrenaline rush from the previous match.
Yeah, good chance of
Said,
that.
hey, I need a break, folks. And okay, they're locked in.
Excellent.
And we're
And as a
dropping.
reminder, this could be the decider. If CSPS pull it off, then they will be moving forward.
Alrighty. Everybody to connect.
And try not to touch anything. Don't need any lobby bugs.
Right.
Maybe wave some sage around.
We're good so far. Knock on wood. Good at that. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I am in Dubix's Mac. Let's see what he's running. Alright, we got the fire starter with small pulse lasers. Solove and the Viper with ER micros and small pulse lasers. Noble Rat and the Hellbringer Virago with quad ER large. Volkanov and the Summoner F with triple ER PVC. Arnethius and the Timberwolf S with the ER medium lasers and a couple large pulse lasers. RJF Daniel and the Marauder 2C with ER mediums and large pulse lasers. Palmashek and the Mist Lynx with machine guns and small pulse lasers. And Iva in the Warhammer with ER mediums and large pulse lasers.
All right, I got Lamental and that Flea 17 Catbot, 2 small lasers, 5 SPLs, Deathly, Firestarter 9A with 8 smalls, Ghost Paladin with the Viper with 5 ER Meads, 8 LMGs this time, Dio, Hunchback 2CA with 4 ER Large, Near in a Summoner with 2 ER Peeps, 5 SPLs, Nate in an XE. Oh, wow. He's not in a Crusader with 4 ER large, 7 ER micro, 3 micro pulses. Nyan in a Direwolf, 2 Goss, 5 ER large. Yondu, 6 ER large, a Grasshopper 5P. And it looks like CSPS's traders are all up in position. Not Yondu. Dio could be in a little bit of trouble at some point as this RJF push comes around the backside of Theta. Because he's going to be the first one that they're going to run into. And I don't know that they have eyes on this yet. I don't know if they have eyes on that part of the map in general.
That's a good question. Let's go over here and see what they
Probably
do.
it's going to come down to, like, does Deathly or Ghost Paladin or somebody over there see the blue lasers that RJF were just shooting from over there? And, oh, yep, they've figured it out. Somebody... I think maybe Yondu. Yeah, Yondu with the Grasshopper should be calling that movement out. So I think for Dio, he's just got to stay up there. I don't know that anything that RJF brought over there is really going to jump up on him. Solove's nowhere close. And again, pretty good cap control from CSPS to start. They've got the 3 cap. We do see Pelmashek probably looking to see if there's a trader he can jump over here. That's by Spire. And now the RJF Laser Vomit push is moving into the Death Valley area.
Deathly's getting doubled up by Volkanov and Dubix here.
Oh, and Nyan is getting jumped by Solove, gets shot in the butt. This is not what you want for your trading Direwolf. So that's looking pretty good for RJF because Nyan's getting shot in the back by an ER large mech.
Oh no!
Goes down.
Yeah, Lamental just came up.
Gets there to help, but it's just too.
Yeah, a couple seconds too late.
So we'll see if CSPS can recover from that. They've still got the 2 caps, so they've got cap advantage. Deathly goes down.
Oh, Ghost Paladin may have overextended that.
Yeah, both RJF Daniel and Ivazovsky are really shot up at this point. Lamental overextended too, needs to get out of there. Around like 5 RJF mechs. Ghost Paladin goes down to Volkanov. Ooh, Daniel eats the strike. Is got to be like, well, he might be probably not standard if he's running that wide flank.
Both of his side torsos are pretty well ready to pop. There he goes.
Down to a strike.
That strike, yeah, that did him in. We saw that happen.
Nate goes down to Dubix.
So Elemental drop.
Elemental gets knocked out. So this looks like it's going for RJF for sure. It's just going really well for them with that surprise push. Iva goes down, Nier goes down. Yondu and Dio, the last two. I don't think Yondu's going to be able to hard carry this one. I guess it wasn't a hard carry last match. Clutch it would be the word. He's getting jumped by Pelmashek. Let's see if he can get the kill on the mislinks at least. CT's open though. I don't think so.
Yeah, nope. Those left legs about to go. Yep, torso's gone.
There he goes. Done. So just Dio and his lonely little Spire.
Dio gets Noble Rat. All right, Dio, your turn to clutch it. Do it.
Well, he just overheated himself pretty badly, so he's taking a nap.
Yeah. He was just bowing. He was bowing. That's right.
Now it's just a matter of time before Solove gets up there and just takes one of those side torsos. Here it comes. Oh, nothing.
Poke with a poke. Oh, and CT's
there
out.
we go.
All right, with 5 of them left, they just got to go grab the caps. And all right, that means we're moving on to the 5th drop.
Yeah, well played from RJF. I think that definitely shows if you don't know where all the enemy mechs are, you got to make sure you're watching all areas of the map. You know, I think if CSPS had been better set up for that right side push, they might have been able to fare a little bit better there. But just well played by RJF.
All right, publish those stats.
All right, and for damage numbers, 584 and 2 kills from Arnetheus in that Timber. 2 kills from Solove, 463 and a kill from Volkadav, 2 kills from Dubix, 428 from RJF Daniel. So pretty solid damage across the board for RJF. CSPS, fairly decent damage numbers too. 577 from Yondu, 446 from Dio, 2 kills from Nier, a kill from Dio. Just wasn't quite enough, and they just, you know, they let RJF get too close to their ER large, and also losing Nyan early. You know, only 161 from that Dire, and not even, you know, getting the Viper in return really hurt. I think that was a really key play by who was that? Solove.
All right, folks, I'm gonna pull it up. Never mind. Apparently, it just kicked me out of the match. For some reason, the MWO stats page I'd like to show is just pending with the match ID. It says it's there. It's just
takes a little bit.
Usually for me, it's been pretty instant, so I haven't had to worry about it. But rawr.
All right, and we're going back to the EU servers.
Yep. All right. So while that is still pending there, I will get us moved over to Ruby.
All right.
That's good.
And we have seen, I think, both of these teams play on Ruby. I want to say maybe not RJF though. Yeah, maybe not RJF yet. So I don't know what they'll do, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it was somewhat similar to Canyon, where they have maybe a couple trade mechs and then just a really aggressive Wolfpack Deathball, whatever you want to call it. And that's similar to what CSPS has done. Like from memory, I think that's what they did yesterday on their Ruby drop. They had a couple traders and then they pushed on in.
Grab the map strat. Yeah. All right, the map strat is there, and there we go. Map strat's up on the screen.
Okay. So I think, if I'm remembering correctly, we saw CSPS from the other side, and I think they put their traders like kind of up on that line, and then they pushed their Wolfpack mechs up to Theta and got some early damage on a mech, and then kind of backed off, and then just went after targets of opportunity. I think eventually they pushed pretty hard into Echo 4. So we might see them kind of cycle in and out there and take targets of opportunity. That's often kind of how wolf packs will play. Try and see if they can catch something out of position, especially if you can catch it early. Um, and more likely than not, try and take Kappa or Epsi if it's not a match that's going to end real quick. To kills, RJF. I can't remember if we've seen them on here. I don't think we have, but I think there's a good chance that they will stick some mechs up in Echo 4. That's the larger trading area from the two sides. The Echo 7 area is smaller from Team 2, but you do have like Fox 7 is decent. And again, likely we'll try and contest Theta. It's possible that they could try and going out of bounds there. They probably won't do that. Could try and catch something at Kappa. But I don't really expect CSPS to go to either Kappa or Epsi early. So I think if RJF pushes mechs that way, it might end up being kind of wasted time. It's a maneuver that we've seen GNX like and have some success with. But if your enemy's going all in on a kill strat, it just means that you're split up. So yeah, I haven't seen RJF play this season, so I'm not as sure what they'll do. And I expect a lot of kind of opportunistic Wolfpack movement and maybe like laser vomit heavy movement or Pop Tarts. You have any thoughts, Star?
No, I was just catching up where people are finally, or where they're at in the match over there. The apparently this was when when he bowed.
Yeah, the tactical nap.
The tactical nap. Yeah. So, team 1 is locked in. Oh, okay, there you go. Apparently, some of the websites are having issues, so thankfully, it's not our technical side of things, folks. It is actually their sites. I'm not sure what's happening with it, but yeah, I'm getting errors from trying to pull up match IDs. So it's still popping up that error. So
no, we got it streamed. Sure. We got it recorded. You know,
it's all there
so far. So yeah, and yeah, it looks like RJF Bravo Charlie. So probably gonna look at more like a Echo 4 Theta kind of movement. I don't think they'll be sending anything to Kappa.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you'd probably put it in Alpha unless you're trying to hide it. But that doesn't seem like the kind of play that we're going to get from either of these teams right now. No. And it's looking like CSPS is going to do the same thing. Yeah, so it might just come down to focus, who positions better, just kind of going straight at each other.
Grab the quick cap by the drop and then go to Theta.
Yeah, just run through it. Even you don't need to sit on it. Just run through.
Team 2's locked in. Oh, where'd my mouse go? There's my mouse. Right, here we go, folks. The last and final 5th drop for today's match. Anybody's game.
Yep.
RJF 2 wins. CSPS 2 wins. It all comes down to this, folks.
Yeah, one of these two teams will be going to play 5JDX next week and continuing in the tournament. The other one will be out, unfortunately.
But still has put up one hell of a good fight to get this far.
Yeah. And I think the team that loses this drop, I think they end up in 5th, but don't quote me on that. I'm not looking at the bracket. I'm not counting. It's just what I remember.
Right. Alrighty. Here we go. I'm in Solove's mech. This is what we got.
Reactor online.
Viper C with ER micros and small pulse lasers. Daniel in the Black Lantern with small pulse lasers and ER micros. Arnetheus in the Timberwolf with ER mediums and large pulse lasers. Iva in the Executioner with ER mediums and large pulse lasers. Tubix in the Firestarter with small pulse lasers. Almashek in the Marauder with ER mediums and 3 large pulse lasers. Noble Rat and Mistlinks with machine guns and small pulse lasers. And Volkadov in the Summoner with triple ERPPCs. And I'm going in the air.
All right, so we got Lamental, Mistlinks G, 8 HMGs, 4 ER micros. Ghost in a Viper with 8 HMGs, 5 heavy smalls, Deathly in the 8 SPL, or sorry, 8 small laser, Firestarter 9A, Nian with the Mad 2C, 6 ER Meads, 2 LPLs, Nate back in the 6T, 8 smalls, 6 medium pulse, Dio the 4UAC 2 Sunspider D, Yondu 5 LPL Warhawk C, and then Near with a Timber C with 4 ER Meads, an ER Large, and 2 heavy larges. So I would say like aggressive mid-range from CSPS with aggressive Wolfpack as well.
Yeah, Deathly in the middle had plenty of time to get in here to Theta before being visible to RJF. But they do have the Theta cap.
Yep, already some trading going on. Looks like Iva caught a back shot somehow, or maybe overheated. Must have been a back shot though. CSPS taking Theta control and kind of sitting in this low ground. I don't love them staying there for their chances, but they're getting good damage on Iva so far. And getting some shots in on Pelmashek as well as Pelmashek crosses. Looks like the RJF light pack is thinking about going in. They're going to drop straight down towards Theta. So CSPS has to pay attention to this, but they're not looking. Nyan getting shot in the butt.
Yeah, I don't think they see him.
They do now. They do now. Near gets the shot off, and their lights are going in to try and counter this push, drive them off.
Yeah, now we're going to get a big brawl right here.
Yep.
There you go.
RJF Daniel legged. Going to go down any second now.
Yep,
RJF Daniel out. And the bigs from RJF are not in the fight at the moment, so this is a great opportunity for CSPS to take an advantage.
Noborak is legged.
Bigs are starting to come in for RJF, but Iva's already wrecked. Nobarak goes down. Iva's going to go down any second. CT open, one shot. Iva goes down. Solove is legged as well, sitting underneath the platform, going to be dead in a second. Lamental goes down to Pel.
Yep. Pelmashek down to 41. Pelmashek blows up.
Pelmashek self-destructs.
Lots of people drinking the Kool-Aid this match, folks. Arnetheus goes down.
Looking really good for CSPS. I think they're going to pull it off. I think they're going to go up against 5JDX. Dubix gets legged. That should be it. Really, all they've got is Volkadev in the Summoner, because Solove is legged in one shot. And Solove is gone. Volkadev gets halved, does the bow, and gets CT'd.
There you go.
Well played from CSPS.
Alrighty, I'm gonna attempt to get the map stats here again, or the maps MWO stats for this one again. Let's see here.
Well, and I'll read them off. So, some good damage from Dio, Nyan, and Yondu. 575 for Dio, 565 and 2 kills from Nyan, 568 from Yondu, a kill from Near, 2 kills from Nate, a kill from Ghost Paladin. So some strong performances from that trio of Dio, Nyan, and Yondu for CSPS. For RJF, generally lower damage, 431 from Volkadev, a kill from Pelmashek, kill from Dubix, but just not enough going down range from them. And it looks like, we saw Noblerack get killed really quick. That really hurt them, as well as RJF Daniel. The focus on him from CSPS was really good as well.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that wraps that up.
Yeah. Quite an exciting set of matches.
Definitely. Whew.
Always fun to see teams bring that kind of aggression against each other and just see, which side is going to focus a little better, position a little better, time that push. I do think the bigs from RJF both bleeding all that damage early when they were crossing in the open hurt them a lot, and then there was just too long where the lights were fighting on their own as the bigs tried to get back in.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I don't know, maybe you just try and wait on the light push. It's just hard to know, exactly what's going on and what can be a chaotic situation.
Well, congratulations to CSPS. We will see you guys next week. Look forward to that. And then RJF, thank you guys again. A wonderful competition, seeing you guys advance as far as you did. And yeah, so we've got that match happening next week. We have the JGX versus Evan on the 12th.
Yeah, we're down to four teams at this point. So the stakes are getting high.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if any of these teams bring any secret strats out at this point. It tends to be somewhere around the final four where you'll see teams go for their finest of cheese, or that strat that they've kind of held back that they think is going to be really good, but they don't want to show anybody too early.
The meme deck that that everyone's going to be like, what is that?
Yep.
And then it works. So
yeah, so stay tuned in, everybody. Should be an exciting few final matches over the next month to see who comes out on top of CS22.
All right, I'll see you guys next time. And as always, thank you again. And I'll see you soon. Brower, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for watching.
You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and have